Do you want a massage? No? Then how about episode 20 of the Doofy Doo talk-through of Shiren the Wanderer? Episode 20 already. Wow, time flies when you're dying in runs. Last episode, we finished talking about good control in games, and I avenged the death of sexy blinded lady Oryu. This episode, I have nothing left to live for, literally. It's not really an effective use of my time to finish the game. Hey, this guy did the trick. So this run is over. I think I'm gonna go back and do some more puzzles. I took a little break last episode, so my mind should be like greased lightning. I will just fly through these puzzles, guaranteed. And I'm back. Talk to the old woman. I need comfort, old woman. Oh, even the NPCs taunt you, making fun of me. I thought we shared something special, old woman. That night, I came back from the golden chicken. It was magical. Guess it meant nothing to her. Already taunting me for dying. We are on puzzle 21, almost halfway done. This episode, I'm going to start talking about the third reason people play games, which is for a sense of accomplishment. Now, one could argue that that sense of accomplishment is often not genuine or lasting, but real or imagine, that feeling of accomplishment is one of the most beneficial aspects of gaming. It allows people to feel confident and capable in a world in which successes are often few and far between. I think there is a flame guy. Hey, Mr. Mini Cooper, I was just about to talk about you. There are two main methods to give a player a sense of accomplishment in a game. One of them I call the path of achievement, and the other I call the path of competence. What do those mean? Well, I'll tell you what they mean. The path of achievement is mainly socially defined. Or to be even more specific, they are globally defined. It's a list of things that someone besides you has come up with. Little tasks or mini goals in the game, and they vary widely in quality. And Shiren has this in the form of the adventure log. It's a sort of a checklist of things you can do in the game. One of them is throwing a melding jar while you're wearing a pitcher's armband. One of them is getting a staff with 99 charges. And I'm not immune to the allures of the path of achievement. I did fill in the entire adventure log, and it did give me a sense of accomplishment. In contrast, the path of competence is individually defined, or defined by the community of people that you interact with closely. So maybe you decide you want to beat the game in a certain period of time. Maybe you want to beat it without ever picking up a shield or a weapon. Maybe you want to defeat the tainted insect when everyone's alive, like I did in episode 0. These are just goals that you define on your own. And back when I was a kid, there was no internet. Ooh, those were scary times. So those were challenges that we came up with on our own just to test our own skill and competence in a game. Can I beat Contra without the spread gun? Can I beat it without using the 30 life code? Can I beat it without dying? Can I beat all the Mega Mans only using the pea shooter? And because the goals along the path of competence are personally defined, they have a very personal value. They have a community value. They mean something. Once again, I don't really remember this puzzle, although, well, I kind of remember now. This is making you use one of those compound verbs I was talking about last episode. Knocking back an enemy and then switching with it is a quick way to get across the room and avoid getting ganked by a big group of enemies that's close to you. So I'll go ahead and do that to this giant enemy crab. Because the path of achievement is globally defined, it leads to oh no, what did I just do? You might be thinking, Doofy, you really suck at this game. Well, that may or may not be true. I'm certainly not doing great at these puzzles. But I am playing this on a 3DS XL, which is a heavy system. And it's a modded 3DS XL, so I have a USB cable coming out of the back hooked up to my trusty Craigslist laptop. And I also have an audio cable coming out of the headphone jack hooked up to my laptop. And I have the AC adapter cable coming out. So heavy system, cables shooting out every which way. It's a little bit awkward. It's hard for me to press the right direction somehow. That's gonna come back and haunt me in Phase Final Puzzle. I'm gonna have to be really careful. I didn't really think about that. Alright, this time I will be more careful. I don't remember... Wait a second. This is where I came into the puzzle, isn't it? Yeah, whoa! I am so absent-minded. Honey, calm down, we're not lost. I do not need to go to that gas station. Just a left at the next intersection, and then the stairs are at the upper right corner. I knew where we were the whole time, I just needed to get a drink at that little pond. That's why I went up there. Alright, let's see, I do have a knockback and switching staff left. So let's see, knock this guy back. Oh, wait. I could blame that step on the controls, but I did take that step. That was dumb. If I hadn't taken that step towards the giant enemy crab, I could have actually dug my way out of that puzzle. But at least I recognize the mistake in hindsight. That's better than never knowing you made a mistake in the first place, right? Alright, I'll get it this time. I was so sure I was going to be greased lightning. My brain feels more like a clogged toilet. This is like Single Strike 2 all over again. That poor giant enemy crab is getting so exhausted. Alright, because the goals along the path of achievement are globally defined, they lack that personal value. What did I just do? Okay, the D-pad on the 3DS XL is really tiny, alright? I mean, you got an enormous system and this little itty-bitty D-pad. Come on, Nintendo. My mighty manly hands are unable to release diagonal fast enough, apparently. That's my excuse. Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah. Because the points along the path of achievement are globally defined, they don't really have that same personal value. A lot of them, like somewhere like defeat 1,000 enemies. Big whoop, that means nothing to me. And also you end up comparing your progress along the path to complete strangers. And again, to an independent contrarian like myself, that really isn't that appealing. On the path of competence, you don't so much compete with strangers. Hold on a sec, I'm gonna throw some vegan sushi in someone's face for being a cruel bastard. Faye probably graduated from the same teaching program as GLaDOS. But yeah, on the path of competence, it's not so much about competing with others, it's about challenging yourself to improve. Let's see, this puzzle is teaching how to use the postpone staff. I'm gonna do it the wrong way on purpose, postpone this level up snake egg. If you postpone a powerful enemy and you don't have a knockback or switching staff, you are gonna have to somehow get it off of the stairway. If you have a lot of charges on a postpone staff, it's usually a better idea to postpone a weaker enemy first, and then all of the subsequent enemies you postpone will not block the stairway. They can sometimes block the entrance to the room where the stairs are, depending on their position, which can be a huge pain in the ass, but that's something I'll talk about later. This time I'll postpone the mammal first. Now you might ask, if the path of competence is so much more superior than the path of achievement, why do game companies come up with achievements and trophies and lists of things for gamers to do? As far as I can tell, it's due to a lack of confidence and imagination on both sides. Some developers just aren't confident enough in their design to allow the gamer to just explore and get lost. They have to feed them this steady drip of meaningless accomplishments. I used to play tower defense games at work sometimes, and they would give you achievements just for playing the game a certain length of time. It always used to make me laugh. That's like giving someone a trophy every year on their birthday. Completely meaningless and ridiculous. That reminds me of one of my pet peeves in games, arrows on the ground. If I see arrows on the ground, I better be playing Lolo or Choo Choo Rocket, because that's enough to make me just quit playing a game. I just remembered the correct way to do this puzzle is to leave the mini robbers alive and then use the razor wind to slash around the corner at these gator scissor hands. But I already killed him. Hey, missed! You know what? It's not the right solution, but I'll take it. Hey, if you have HP left at the stairs, in Doofy Doo's book, that's the solution to the puzzle. On the player's side, if you need a steady trickle of accomplishments and meaningless achievements in order to play a game, Either you're lacking in imagination and a sense of creativity, or the game you're playing is not very good, or a combination of the two. This puzzle has one of the most important items in the game, Pumpkin Muppet Meat. It allows you to become a pumpkin muppet, fly through the walls. Almost game breaking, but not quite, because a Great Hall Monster House still causes problems, and tanks and death masters can kill you. It's great for robbing stores though, if you're into that kind of thing. But yeah, in a well-designed game, your players will follow the path of competence. On their own, no achievements required. Well, we are halfway done with phase puzzles. This is a pretty good time to stop. I don't have time to do one more. I'll finish talking about the sense of accomplishment that games bestow upon their players next time on Shiren the Wanderer. Phase puzzle dropout. I walk around mazes like a rat. Phase puzzle dropout. I stepped onto a pitfall trap. I blame the chords. I blame the pad. It's time to face the truth. The one who is at fault is Doofy Doo.
Honey, calm down. We're not lost. I do not need to go to that gas station.